A real nut job, Donald Trump tells PM Justin Trudeau he could be governor of Canada if it becomes 51st US state. MAGA supporter cheer President-elect despite critics' harsh reaction. President-elect Donald Trump reportedly suggested annexing Canada as the 51st state during his sit-down last week with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to discuss Trump's threat to impose a 25 tariffs on Canada unless Trudeau does more to curtail illegal immigration and drug trafficking across the U.S. northern border. Trudeau travels last Friday to Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate at Palm Beach, Florida, where he told the incoming president that his proposed tariffs, which also take aim at Mexico, would cripple Canada's economy. Trump's, however, was dismissive of Trudeau's concern and unabashedly brought up the U.S. trade traffic with Canada, stating that if Canada can't survive without ripping off the U.S. to the tune of $100 million a year, then maybe Canada should become the 51st state and Trudeau could become its governor, according to Fox News, citing two unnamed sources who joined the discussion at dinner. The reply prompted a wave of nervous laughter at the dinner. Fox reported with Trump saying of Trudeau's prime minister is a better title, thought he could still be governor of the 51st state. The table erupted in glee at the suggestion, according to the sources, with at least one individual jokingly warning Trump that Canada would likely become a deep blue state, electing liberals and leftists who would challenge Trump's agenda. When they sparked an even bigger laugh, Trump turned serious about the hypothetical annexation of Canada, suggesting Trudeau's countries could become two US states, one conservative and one liberal, Fox News reported. Trump's known for his bullying approach to diplomacy, except when it comes to Russia President Vladimir Putin and other dictators, barely cracked a smile during the brief exchange, appearing firm on what he called Canada's failure at the border. Afterward, Trump described the meeting with Trudeau was very productive, while Trudeau shared a photo on X of him and Trump smiling and seated beside each others during a meal of crab, cocktail and oxtail. Trump's followers were full of glee in response of his stance with Trudeau's, some pressing the president-elect for alpha stance. One MAGA follower wrote on X, formerly Twitter, "This might be the most alpha thing I have even heard. If this is true, OMG, here's something I can see Trump saying, and I loved it. This might be the most alpha things I have even heard. If this is true, OMG, here's something I can see Trump saying, and I love it." In contrast, Trump was called a nut job and an idiot by others opposing his approach. One commenter wrote, "Just when we think hashtag Trumps could not be any more of an idiot than he is now, he goes and says this stupid shit. He is talking about unlawfully annexing Canada and Canada acquisition to forced statehood over traffics." After nearly 3 hours of talks on various topics, the Canadian guest called the dinner very friendly and very positive, though they avoided the subject of Canada becoming part of the United States. Trump's hardline stance on traffic was cast some annexing on Wall Street and Capitol Hill. Even among Republicans, as his proposed 25% fee on imports would significantly undermine the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement (USMCA). Perhaps Trump's signature achievement during his first terms, resulting in a renegotiated NAFTA and approved economic cooperation between all three nations. Since Trump's meeting with Trudeau last week, Mexican Prime Minister Claudia Sheinbaum has criticized the U.S. northern neighbors for his struggles with the fentanyl epidemic, saying Canada could only wish they had the cultural riches Mexico has, Fox News reported. U.S. customs agents seized 43 pounds of fentanyl at the Canadian border during the last fiscal year, a stark contrast to the 21,100-pound size at the Mexican border, the Associated Press reported. The leader of the both nations has been clamoring to reach common ground with Trump before he takes office in January, when he vowed to impose a hefty custom on Mexico and Canada on day one. As everyone is aware, thousands of people are pouring toward Mexico and Canada, bringing crime and drugs at level never seen before. Trump wrote last week on Truth Social. On 20th January, as one of many first executive orders, I will sign all necessary documents to charge Mexico and Canada are 25 tariffs on all products coming into the United States and its irregulars open borders. These tariffs will remain in effect until such time as drugs, in particular fentanyls and all legal alliance stops his invasions of our country. Trump added. Sheinbaum speak to Trump by telephone after the announcement, and Trump said that had a productive conversation. Just had a wonderful conversation with the new president of Mexico, Colombian Sheinbaum Pardo. She has she has agreed to stop migrations toward Mexico and into the United States, effectively closing our southern borders. We also talked about what can be done to stop the massive drug inflow into the United States and also the US. Conservations of these drugs. It was a very productive conversation, Trump posted on Truth Social. Sheinbaum stated that she had shared Mexican immigration strategy with the president-elect, emphasizing that her country position is not borders. In our conversation with President Trump, I explained to him the comprehensive strategy that Mexico has followed to address the migrations phenomenon respecting human rights, Sheinbaum said 25 November on X. Thanks to this, migrants and caravans are associated before they arrived at the border. We reiterate that Mexico's position is not to close borders but to build bridges between government and their peoples. Previously, Sheinbaum highlighted Mexico's collaborations with the Biden administration to curb migration, resulting in a 75% decrease in crossing at the US border even the last year. Following her conversation with Trump a week ago, she refined from detail and additional measures to prevent traffic's inside, emphasizing the step her country has already taken to address the issue. Trump has also threatened to impose 100% tariffs on the so-called BRIC alliance nations, including Brazil, Russia, India, and China, if the group tried to undermine the US dollar its global trade.